Today, I'm back with another mega physical media ranking video for you all. Today, I'm going to be ranking my top 5 Scream Factory titles I have in my personal collection, from the worst to the best. So let's get right into this list, starting with number 5. So right here at the bottom of the list, I'm going to have King Kong, the 1976 version of this one. This is the collector's edition from Scream Factory. I really like the front cover artwork here. It just looks so cool seeing King Kong's angry growling face right there. And then you see King Kong battling a snake in the background. And then you got that fire right there. It just looks so cool. A lot of detail. I really like the front cover. And that's why I picked up this movie in the first place. And then what's awesome about this movie is you actually get 2 versions of it. You get the theatrical cut and then the longer extended cut that was made for the television. So that's cool having both of those movies. So let's take a look at the inside of this one real quick before we move on here. And overall, I just really enjoyed this movie. To me, it's fun. It's a King Kong story, classic King Kong story, so you know what to expect. But I just like how it was told. I like the style of the filming. I liked, King Kong battling the snake. I thought that was really cool. I liked all the acting talent in there. And I like the third act ending. I mean, it all works really well. And it gives you that classic 70s feel, which is really nice. And then the discs look super cool as well. I like how the discs are different and unique between the theatrical cut and also the extended television cut. I think that's really cool. But let me open these up and see the disc a little bit closer so you can see a little bit more of the artwork detail there. So you can take a look. Yep, you got King Kong right there. Really cool. Yeah, I like the way King Kong looked in here, even though, it was done practically, which is just really cool to me. I like how they did that style. I mean, of course, King Kong can look great with CGI as well, but there's something about the practical suit as well that just kind of has a cool feel to it. And so let me show you also the Blu-ray disc here. Now, the thing about this pack here, I guess you could say, it is kind of tough to take off both the slipcover and to take off the disc as well. They're really secured in there, which can be a good thing, but then also can be a bad thing because when you try to take them out, it takes a little bit of time. But this is the Blu-ray one of the theatrical cut. So they're both Blu-rays, no 4Ks here, but this is Blu-ray theatrical cut. The other one was a Blu-ray of the extended cut one. But I also like the way this theatrical cut one looks. Really, really cool. Definitely awesome. Definitely feels very classic with that design. But I also like the design that Scream Factory did as well. So both work great. And then on the inside, you can see you get the reversible cover art right there. What it looks like on the theatrical cut one. So you can take this out, kind of flip-flop it around and get a different front cover, which is really, really cool. So that works well enough. And if you're a big King Kong fan, I mean, Scream Factory did a pretty good job on this one. And if you haven't seen this King Kong movie yet, but you're a fan of King Kong, I recommend it. I like it, especially if you're into classic movies. I think this looks really nice on the Blu-ray format. Now, of course, I would prefer 4K. That would have been super cool if they did 4K of both of those discs. But you know what? It's alright. Blu-ray is okay as well. Still nice high definition quality. But yeah, overall, great classic King Kong story, packaged in a good collector's edition. And Scream Factory did a pretty good solid job on this one. Just once again, the slipcover takes forever to put on correctly here. So I'm going to work on that later. Let's move on to number 4 here. So at number 4, I am going to have a steelbook actually. I don't have many Scream Factory steelbooks, but I'm going to have My Bloody Valentine. Now this one is a Blu-ray. This isn't a 4K either, but I love the way this design looks. To me, this is probably one of my favorite Scream Factory designs, if not my favorite. I just really like how it looks. It pops with all the hearts right there. And then, yeah, of course, you got the slasher right there. So yeah, definitely a cool design for the front. definitely catches the attention. Then of course you got the side, which is really nice, the Scream Factory logo, and then the back looks really cool as well. Once again, you got the hearts there. And so yeah, just a cool style and fits the movie perfectly. And then let's take a look at the inside here as well. And then you can see all the special features this one came with. This one actually came with a whole bunch of special features, which was fantastic to kind of get the perspective of like the director on this one, because you actually get 2 editions of the movie. So let's take a look at that. You actually do get a theatrical version of the movie, but then also you do get an uncut version, and I'll take those out to show you what they look like. You get a quote in here, right? What it says: "From the heart comes a warning filled with bloody good cheer. Remember what happened as the 14 draws near." Very, very just kind of thrilling and just like, oh my goodness. Yeah, a little bit terrifying right there. But yeah, overall, I do like this movie. Just watched it for the first time not too long ago when I picked up the Steelbook. And so I watched the uncut version, and the uncut version was great. And I know they took out a lot of stuff in the theatrical version that the director definitely, talks about. Like, oh, they had to cut this just to get the R rating instead of an NC-17 rating. So this was a movie that came out, I believe, in the 80s. And they still had to, cut things out just to get it down to a R rating. And that was kind of, common for the time with a lot of these like 80s slasher movies. A lot of them had to cut out some of the more like horrific or gory scenes, even though they were R-rated, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, you got My Bloody Valentine right there, disc 2. That's the uncut version. And then let's take a look at the theatrical version as well. Now the disc, I don't necessarily love the artwork on the disc. I mean, they're okay. At least they're different. You can tell them apart from one another. It says disc 1, disc 2. You can see what version it is. So that's cool in itself. But I wish there would have been, I don't know, maybe some different kind of artwork on there. And then on the inside, I wish they had, maybe some scenes from the movie or something, because it is just kind of plain besides the quote in there. So I felt like Scream Factory could have maybe done a little something else with the inside, just not to waste the space. But unfortunately, nothing really much on the inside besides the quote. But the discs are awesome. But once again, these are Blu-ray discs. I know when I first ordered this one, I thought it was 4K for some reason. I should have looked at the specifications a little bit more clearly. But then when I got it, I'm like, wait, these are just Blu-ray. No wonder why this was so cheap, even though it was a Scream Factory Steelbook. So I should have known. But yeah, it's kind of funny purchasing story there. But yeah, I still really like it. Once again, tons of special features on it, which are awesome. Get a lot of good perspective on, the making of the movie, which is really great. A lot of good interviews in there. Yeah, so very, very intriguing movie. And yeah, if you're a slasher fan, I mean, My Bloody Valentine, the classic one, is definitely like a go-to, well-known slasher movie. But once again, I love the art design on the front. So cool. And I guess it's a horror movie you can, watch throughout the year, but I guess in particular around Valentine's Day, because it's My Bloody Valentine. So that kind of makes it a little bit more unique as well. So that's kind of cool. All right, so that was number 4. Next, getting into top 3 now, my number 3rd place for a Scream Factory title. I'm going to have Krampus, the Naughty Cut edition. Yes, collector's edition from Scream Factory. And this one does come with the 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray. I just love the way this art design on the front looks. It's really cool. You get to see Krampus, and then of course there's like little demon minions. Yeah, such a cool design with the snow and the blizzard. I really, really like that a lot. Yeah, so spine's very nice. I like the title of Krampus, and it's the Naughty Cut edition. Yeah, so you get a whole lot in there, a ton of special features. Once again, with like interviews, featurettes, get to learn about the making of the movie. So yeah, it's really interesting to see, everybody kind of talk about the movie. And to me, this is a good movie. I know some people don't like it, maybe it gets a little cheesy for them or too silly. But it's I guess I would say it's like gateway horror. It's not like a rated R hardcore slasher movie. No, it's more, gateway horror. More people in the family can watch this one. This one can be, watched around the holiday season because, it's like holiday horror mixed in. And I like mixing those two genres together. I think it makes, a little bit more fun. And it has some comedic elements in there, definitely some comedic dark humor in there, along with all, the Krampus, slashing and minion attacks, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I think it's a fun movie overall. And I know some people watch this one every year around the holidays that are big horror fans. So I like it. I definitely think it's pretty solid. I don't know if I love the ending. I don't know if I felt like maybe they could have done more with it, because I really like the premise here, but I do want them to add a little bit more for it. I think a sequel could work pretty good to this one. I'm surprised they haven't done a sequel yet on this. Maybe they will in the future, because there's definitely some potential to make this like a franchise, or at least get a few titles of it. But yeah, Krampus, just that story of Krampus and the lore behind the character, because it goes back in history, to me is just very intriguing. I think the movie did a decent job with it. Not perfect, there's some flaws in there, but overall, a fun time. And I just like this really cool addition with all these special features and everything packed in, and the artwork. I think Scream Factory did so good on that. Now let's take a look just at the inside real quick before we move on. Let's take a look at this. And I love the 4K quality too. So 4K on horror movies is fantastic. Really, really nice. But let's take a look at the inside. So I love the way the discs look. You can see difference between the 4K and Blu-ray, which is nice. Let's take a little bit more of a closer look here. Oh, I love this Krampus art design that Scream Factory did here. That is so cool. Really, really like that one. Super, super cool. Like that quite a bit. And then I like how the Blu-ray is a different looking disc, right, with the snow globe. Yeah, the ending is kind of interesting for this movie. You can have a lot of takes on it. But yeah, that's really cool too. And then the bad thing though is on the inside, there is no, special artwork or anything, kind of unique on the inside, which I would love if they did something with it. And I even wonder if is this reversible cover on the front? Like, can I take out the front cover and change it up? Maybe, but I've never tried it, so that's okay. I just like the way this cover looks anyway, so I'm happy with this one. Just how it is, but yeah, overall, nice little 4K slip cover here. Can't complain too much about this one. And once again, I know some people just watch this one all the time as a holiday horror classic. But yeah, that was my number 3. Now getting into my top 2 spots, top 2 places here. At number 2, we're going to have a John Carpenter movie. But what John Carpenter movie did I pick? Well, this is going to be They Live. Yes, They Live. I really liked how this cover looked with the sunglasses. And I didn't even know that was like an alien at first. I'm like, what is that? Is that like a zombie, a skeleton? What is this all about? So I really like the front cover. It definitely intrigued me to pick this one up. And this is 4K and the Blu-ray, which is awesome. But overall, I really like this movie. This is a really good, solid movie. It's very, intriguing. It has like sci-fi elements in there, a lot of societal aspects it brings up that still apply to today. So this movie lives up to today. The acting is awesome in here because you know what? You get, a wrestler in there. Yes, that is so cool. Yeah, so he has some awesome lines in the movie. Oh, that bubblegum line is just the best the first time you hear it. If you love the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, awesome. Has a fight scene in there that is super long fight scene, but it's a good fight scene, but it keeps going, which is really unique for a movie, I think. And so overall just very intriguing too. With all the messaging and the aliens, and then how it goes and black and white in certain scenes, right, with the sunglasses and whatnot. And so it's just a very unique idea and premise for a movie, and just John Carpenter's style with it, the score, it's atmospheric, gets you into the movie, and it's a movie where you definitely think throughout the movie and definitely think about it afterwards. So, I appreciate movies like that. And so, Scream Factory did a really cool job here. I love the title, I love the spine. And then, of course, they pack in tons and tons of special features on this movie, which is awesome to, learn a little bit more about the making of the movie, which is fantastic. So, there's quite a bit there. And so, overall, I really like They Live. It was my first time watching it when I got this title, and I was blown away by it. Definitely a really good movie. I like to rewatch over again. And so, you know what? To me, this is one of my favorite Carpenter movies. I enjoy it so much. Let me show you on the inside, though, before we move on here. But that front cover is so good. Let's take a look at the inside. So on the inside, we get the 2 different discs. I appreciate that they're in different styles once again. No artwork on the inside of the case or anything like that. But let's take a look at the 4K. Yeah, 4K is cool. Like that. That works. And you can clearly see it says 4K Ultra HD in a nice big font size. I appreciate that. I don't like when they make the description, like so little. It's like you have to really search for it like a scavenger hunt. Then we got the Blu-ray here. They Live. There you go. Take a look at that. Nice scene from the movie. Awesome. Yep, so I like that. Then once again, I would have liked some artwork on the inside of the casing itself, but don't have that. That's okay though, because the slip cover, once again, is awesome, and it would be so cool to get a pair of these sunglasses to see what's really going on. But yeah, once again, I just really like this movie's story. The idea for it is just so intriguing to me. But really, really awesome. And it had some good action in it. Definitely some good action in there, along with all the other, sci-fi elements and all of that. So, awesome movie. They Live. Can't go wrong with that one. If you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend checking that one out. Even if you're not the biggest horror fan, if you're into sci-fi and action and more of like a thinking person's movie, you might like that one. All right, next we got to get into my number 1 title. Number 1. What did I pick for my number 1 title? Well, I'm a big Halloween fan, so which one did I pick for number 1? Well, actually, I'm going to go with Halloween 3. Yes, Halloween 3. It's not my favorite Halloween movie of all time, but in terms of what I have in the collection, I actually don't have the original Halloween in this Scream Factory box here. I have that one on a steelbook. So that one's a steelbook, and I didn't want to double dip on it when these came out. But I didn't have Halloween 3, so I picked up Halloween 3. I love the way this art style looks. It looks so cool. To me, I had to put this one number 1 at the top because of this artwork style. I mean, look at how cool it looks with all the costumes, the TV sets in the background, right? I mean, you can just see everything. All those details right there really make an awesome cover to this movie. It screams collector's edition to me. And if you're a big Halloween 3 fan, Season of the Witch, I mean, you just love this cover. This movie, I like this movie a lot. It's like an anthology kind of tale, so it doesn't have Michael Myers in it. And I know some people have complained about that in the past, but now I think a lot of people will agree that, hey, this is a good horror movie. This is an all-time horror classic, even now some people are saying. So yeah, I really like this one. The music in it is awesome, right? The little jingle to get you ready for Halloween, the Halloween countdown little jingle there is absolutely fantastic. The spine here is great as well. I like that. And just looking at the back, tons of great special features, which is awesome. So really great featurettes in there about the making of the movie and kind of, what they were trying to accomplish with the movie. So that was fantastic. And I had to pick this one as number 1 because I love these slip boxes. oh my goodness, these slip boxes are awesome. I much prefer them over the slip covers, because the slip covers on a lot of the movies, it's either like they're too tight and it's like tough to get them off and on, which I don't like, and then sometimes they're too loose and then the movie just will slide out right away when you pull it off the shelf, which is irritating. But a slip box, I think, is the perfect way to do it. Keeps it nice and protected, and this is, a good durable box. There's a good, some endurance strength to this box. So, but it slips out pretty easily, keeps it protected. I mean, that's awesome. So that's another reason why I had to put this one number one. I just love that slip box. But let's take a look at the inside here. And once again, this is a really good movie. If you haven't seen this movie because you heard, oh, Michael Myers isn't in it, I don't want to watch it because of that. Take away, Halloween 3 title, just call it Season of the Witch. I think you're going to like it as a horror anthology kind of tale. But let's take a look at the inside. Oh, these discs are awesome. I love that artwork there for the 4K. I love the artwork for the Blu-ray. Let's look a little bit more closely at these. So taking a look at this disc right here, we have the 4K. Look at how cool that art style looks. Really, really nice. And then let's take a look at the Blu-ray. So open this one up. Take a look at the Blu-ray. That's cool as well. So you can tell them apart. Yep, that is just the way I like it. Would have liked some artwork on the inside, of course, of the case. But, at least I got the artwork on the disc. So that's something there. And I just really like this movie. It's awesome. Once again, if you haven't given it a chance, I think you should really give it a chance. It's definitely a Halloween movie that I can watch almost every year. So really like it. And I'm excited to get more Halloween movies in these kind of slip boxes. I think Scream Factory should do more of these slip boxes. I think that's the way to go for collectors, at least for my personal preference. That's my favorite kind of packaging. So it's just super cool. But yeah. That's why I had to put Halloween 3 Season of the Witch number one, because I felt like this did the best job out of any Scream Factory title. So leave in the comments below, how would you rank your top 5 Scream Factory titles, and why did you put them at your specific spots? Let's have those fun movie discussions down below. And if you're visiting the channel for the very first time and you love collecting physical media and being part of this awesome league of mega film fans, make sure you subscribe right now. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
And if you enjoyed this physical media topic video, click another video to see more. Also like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.